Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So today I'm going to teach you about the elements of a poem. Okay, tapi kita tak akan ajar lagi what is read because we need to finish the elements first. And this was supposed to be taught before I teach you my hero, but I didn't because I forgot. So let's just do it this week, and next week we're going to do the what is read. Okay, so minggu ni kita akan belajar tentang elemen sebuah sajak, apa yang ada dalam sebuah sajak yang perlu kita tahulah. Okay, tapi kita tak akan belajar lagi what is read sebab sepatutnya kita buat elemen ni sebelum kita belajar semua poem, but we already did my hero, so it's okay, skipping it. And so we're going to do it this week. Alright, so elements of a poem. Pertama, background. Number one is the background. What is the background? Background ialah latar belakang. What's the story behind it? Okay. Number one, we might need to know about the background of the author or the poets. Okay. The poet's background, iaitu latar belakang penulis ni. For example, in my hero, siapa penulis dia? Willis Hall. Okay, so kita baca tentang latar belakang Willis Hall. Number two, the subject matter. What is the main topic? Apakah topik utama dalam sajak ni? For example, in my hero, dia cakap pasal apa? Ayah yang sangat berani. Okay, number three, for whom the poem is written. Sajak ni ditulis untuk siapa? Okay, untuk siapa sajak ni ditulis sebenarnya? So, kita belajar benda tu daripada background of the poem. Okay. Now, we did that. Number two, we have the setting. Setting ialah setting tempat, setting masa yang macam kamu belajar bahasa Melayu punya tu. Okay, so setting, the time setting and place. Where does it take place? Kat mana tempat kejadian ni berlaku? Dekat mana poem ni berlaku? For example, you might read a poem that sets in Africa. Kamu mungkin baca sebuah poem yang berlatar belakangkan tempatnya di Afrika, bukan di Malaysia. Okay, lepas tu this one. Okay, for setting dia ada time dengan place, masa dan waktu. Time, it could be 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or daytime, night time, evening, afternoon. Place, it could be the name of a place itself, Africa, America, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, Korea and stuff. Okay, it could also be a room, the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, the front yard, the backyard, the playground. It could be anywhere, any place it can name of that you can think of. Okay, the hospital, the school, the house, okay, whichever. Right, now let's move on to the persona. Who or what is a persona? Persona is the speaker in the poem. Okay, so bila kita cakap pasal persona ni, dia tak sama dengan poet. Okay, poet ni penulis poem tu, dia cuma tulis poem tu, tapi the speaker in the poem is not the poet. Okay, speaker dalam poem ni ialah bila kita baca poem tu, kita dapat rasa, oh, anak dia cakap pasal sajak ni. It's the child that's talking. It's the child that's speaking in this poem. Or, oh, this lovely poem is from the wife to the husband. Sajak yang sangat indah ni ditulis oleh seorang isteri untuk suami dia. Maybe her husband is a soldier, her husband is a doctor. We never know. Okay, so itu ialah persona. Siapakah yang sedang bercakap dalam poem tu? And not the writer or the poet. Okay, now let's go to the theme. Theme, as you can see, there's the letter S in the bracket. It means that there could be more than one themes in a poem. Dalam satu sajak tu boleh jadi lebih daripada satu tema. Theme ialah tema, main idea, tema utama. For example, in the poem My Hero, apa tema utama seorang ayah ni? Apa dia? Bravery, okay, keberanian. Okay, and then love, the love of a child to the father, or the love of the father to the child, where he would protect his children in any situations from anything. Okay, main idea dia. Bila kita baca poem ni, kita dapat rasa, oh, poem ni pasal ayah dia. Macam mana sifat ayah dia ni? Oh, poem ni pasal bunga. Macam mana sifat bunga ni? So those are the main themes that we can find in a poem, yang kita rasa dia berkaitan dengan poem tu, and kita boleh relate kan, kita boleh kaitkan. Bila kita sebut tu, aku cakap benda ni berani. Which lines, which stanza that talks about the theme that you were saying. Okay, now the moral values. Moral values ialah nilai-nilai murni ataupun pengajaran. Okay, what can we learn from the poem? Apa yang kita boleh belajar daripada poem tu? I think this poem has taught me how to become a better person, a better individual. Okay, for example, you are a student, you are a child, you are a daughter or a son to a father, to a mother. So this poem, the poem My Hero, has taught you to be very respectful towards my parents, because they have done so much in their life, they have sacrificed so much that there's no way they'll be able to pay for every single drop of their sweats. Okay, maknanya nilai murni atau pengajaran yang kamu dapat pelajari daripada sajak My Hero ni ialah nilai pengorbanan ataupun kasih sayang seorang ayah atau seorang ibu kepada anaknya. So you learn how to respect your parents as an individual that you learn from the poem. So pengajaran apa yang kita boleh belajar daripada poem tu? What can we learn from the poem itself? Now, the tone and mood, the persona's voice or attitude. Remember, nampak tak perkataan persona? Dia tak cakap pasal poet, dia cakap pasal persona. Suara persona ni dalam poem tu. Okay, how's the voice? How's the attitude? There are different attitudes or voices that we can use in poem. For example, anger, sadness, and then happiness, jealousy, and then revenge, and then what else? Craziness. Okay, it can be anything. You can be crazy, you can be fun, you can be kind, you can be soft, you can be sad, you can be overjoyed, you can be ecstatic, you can be extremely angry at something. Okay, those are the voices, those are the attitudes that we can put in a poem. So in this poem, the tone and mood that we can feel is circling around lovely feeling or caring or gratefulness. Okay, those are the tone and the mood that we can learn from the poem My Hero. Why do I keep using My Hero? Because we learned about it in our previous classes, in our previous sessions, but I'm not going to use the poem What is Red because we haven't learned about that poem yet. Okay, once we've learned about it then I'm going to use that as an example. Okay, now last but not least, in elements of a poem, there's the structure and style. Okay, structure and style is not that important for you, but the most important, but there's one thing that matters to you most: the literary devices. Okay, arrangement of lines, choice of words, those are technical. It seldom asked in exam, seldom or never. Okay, so but literary devices, they are sometimes and a lot of times asked in examinations. So literary devices, apa dia dalam yang ada dalam literary devices? Banyak So we're going to have a look at it in the next slide that is here. So literary devices, there are 4 main devices, but actually there are more than 10 or 15 literary devices if we really study about poetry. Okay, so kalau nak cari dekat online, when you want to search for it online, type the word literary devices in poetry. Sebab dalam penulisan buku, penulisan cerita pendek, in short stories, in a novel, there are literary devices for those things. But for poetry, it's slightly different, and the meaning could also vary. Okay, now so today we're gonna check out the 4 main literary devices for poetry. Right, number 1 we have images. Image, bayangan. Okay, right. When you talk about images, it's the use of words that enable the reader to visualize or hear an object, a person, or a scene. Okay, images ni dia bagi kamu, kita pembaca ni, bayangan ataupun apa yang macam mana rupa benda tu, keadaan tu. Okay, for example, in the poem My Hero, the child has a very good imagination. He or she describes some scenes from imagination vividly and with humor. For example, dalam line ni, he's not afraid of meeting ghosts. He'd even smile and greet them. Tu contoh daripada poem My Hero. I'm not going to give you more than that because you got to work on your own after this. Okay. Oh no. And then we have symbolism. Symbolism means To use an object to represent a person, an idea or a concept. So dia pakai objek untuk menggambarkan atau menunjukkan seseorang, untuk mewakili seseorang ataupun satu idea ataupun satu konsep. Okay. For example, dalam poem My Hero, the child uses the phrase the dead of night to convey a dark, quiet and scary night. Dia nak tunjukkan betapa gelapnya malam tu, sunyinya dan menakutkannya. So scary. Okay, so the dead of night, malam yang mati, if we were to translate it literally. Okay, so dipakai benda tu untuk tunjukkan gelap betul ni, kan. Now repetition, you know what I'm saying, it's repeating used to stress on important point. Okay, dia repeat sebab dia nak tekankan kepada poin-poin yang penting. Okay, it matters, you must know about this, so I'll write it more than once. Okay, so for example, dalam poem My Hero, my dad's as brave as a dad can be. That's number one. Number two, he's not afraid. Perasan tak banyak kali dia ulang, nak tunjukkan betapa beraninya, betapa heroiknya ayah dia ni, dan betapa tak takutlah apa-apa pun ayah dia ni. So dia ulang banyak kali to show the important points, to stress on the important points. Okay, another irony, bukan irony, irony. Okay, irony, it refers to an amusing or strange aspect of a situation that is unexpected. Okay, dia macam okay, dia nak cakap irony ni dia bertentangan. Tadi dalam poem My Hero ni cakap masa ayah dia berani lawan hantu, lawan Frankenstein's monsters and whatever blah 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 blah. Tapi last stanza dia cakap, kenapa bila ada laba-laba, I hope it's right, when there's a spider, why does mom has to come and remove it? Why does mom have to come and remove it? Kenapa mak kena datang and remove the spider if dad is so brave? Itu the irony. Okay, dia nak tunjukkan menarik juga ataupun pelik lah. Tadi cakap berani, sekarang ni cakap tak berani pula dengan laba-laba. Yeah, okay, so that's that. Now what is read by Mary O'Neill? Okay, I'm going to read this poem for you, and please remember the pronunciation. Okay, because next week we're going to do and we're going to work on this poem together. Alright, after this video you are going to have a quiz. Okay, but let's read this together. What is red by Mary O'Neill? Red is a sunset, blazing and bright. Red is feeling brave with all your might. Red is a sunburn, spot on your nose. Sometimes red is a red, red rose. Red squiggles out when you cut your hand. Red is a brick and the sound of a band. Red is hotness you get inside when you're embarrassed and want to hide. Firecracker, fire engine, fire flicker red. And when you're angry, red runs through your head. Red is an Indian, a Valentine heart, the trimmings on a circus cart. Red is a lipstick, red is a shout, red is a signal that says, watch out! Red is a great big rubber ball. Red is the giantest color of all. Red is a show-off, no doubt about it. But can you imagine living without it? So that's the poem What is Red by Mary O'Neill. Biasakan sebutan, biasakan baca bahan bahasa Inggeris dengan sebutan yang betul. Right? Now, thank you. I'll see you next week for the poem What is Red by Mary O'Neill. We are going to do a quiz after this. Okay, kita akan buat quiz sama-sama berkenaan poem My Hero lagi sekali. Okay, sebab minggu depan baru kita nak masuk poem What is Red. Enjoy the quiz. Bye.